weeks now. How are you settling in, and what's your vibe on the team so far?
Settling in well. I think it's nice to move into an apartment and be settled here. It's a great group of guys, hard-working team, and we want to keep it rolling here.
What have you learned from some of the vets on this team about just kind of making, as you guys make that playoff push, what have you learned from them?
We got to value every game, I think, this time of the year. You can't take any night off. You got to be consistent. So just staying consistent and playing smart.
Nate MacKinnon said this team, everybody feels like this is a contending team. Do you feel that way? Does that add any pressure? What's the mindset going into this last stretch?
I think that's what you want. You want to be on a contending team. And, yeah, I think we've got two of the best players in the world. So anytime you have that, the expectation is the Stanley Cup. And I think the supporting cast we've kind of developed around it is ready to step up, and certainly that's the goal.
And you guys,
go ahead. What can you take from this team? What have you learned from this team?
I think, they're real professionals. I think kind of just leading by example. They take it so seriously. Recovery, strength conditioning, kind of for them it's a lifestyle. It's not just, when you're at the rink, that's the time to work hard. It's every minute of every day. So I think that seeps into the culture here, and that's certainly something me and Netchie have picked up on since we got here.
Have you enjoyed playing at Ball Arena? I know you guys have had success there. You're going to be back there tonight. Have you enjoyed Avs Faithful?
Yeah, getting on a homestand is huge. I think we like playing in this rink. Obviously, just comfortable being at home makes your routine a little bit easier. So I think it's a nice little home stretch we have here, and we know we got to try to take advantage of it.
How big is health? I know you guys may be the healthiest you've ever been. If Manson back and the pieces are coming together, how key is that for you?
It's huge. I think, I wasn't here at the start of the year when they were decimated by injuries, but I remember playing against them and seeing the injury list, and it was crazy. So I think it's big for us. I think it's something that a lot of these guys in the locker room haven't gotten to have in a while. So it's huge for them. And then the new guys coming in, it just helps us. Such a deep team now and so many good players. So it's exciting, and I think we want to keep it rolling.
All right, questions for Jared?
Moving into game day, was it nice to have a day off, a couple days of practice? You get some new guys in, get them up to speed a little bit.
Well, yeah, I think especially when you're adding new guys into the mix, you're not just they have time to get acclimated, kind of settled. Number one, they're traveling cross country, and then it'd be nice to get them the practice reps and kind of explain a couple systems with them without force feeding them. So that part of it was nice. I also think just you're not getting, whenever you can take advantage of a couple good practice days like that and kind of tighten up some details and get guys talking and working and having fun and feeling good about their game. We're not, this time of year, you're not going to see a lot of practice time. So this 6-game homestand with the little break in between, let all the teams catch up to us in games played, and then move on from here, I think was really important for our team.
Ryan Lindgren and Jimmy VC, are they both playing tonight?
Lindgren's playing, VC's not playing tonight.
Josh was out there this morning, second day in a row. It looked like he was kind of fully participating. Is he going tonight?
He's not going tonight. Yeah, getting close though.
Anything specific you want to see from Lindgren in his debut?
I just want him to play to his strengths. I mean, we know what he is as a player. There's a lot of things that we really like there, and I think he can provide the physicality. I think part of the strength of his game is defending D-zone coverage, below the tops of circles, closing plays out, being strong net front player. And then he also adds a little offensive ability, especially when it comes to the offensive zone, getting his shot through. Like so many of the goals now, especially this time of the year, are going to be scored within a 10-foot radius of the crease, and you got to be able to deliver pucks there and get them there and get some traffic there, and I think he can help with that.
Shilinsky and Shillington. Can you say which one is coming out tonight?
Malinsky and Shillington are both playing tonight.
Are they going to be together?
No.
Coach, how much, when you talk about this guy in the back end coming in, as a coach, how much snarl do you want for your club? How do you gauge the snarl factor and where it should be?
Well, I think it's just hard physical hockey and still staying disciplined, from all throughout our lineup. I think it's important that we're highly competitive, So, I mean, the higher the better if you can stay disciplined, in my opinion. Like, that's just showing the competitive spirit of your team and you as an individual and as a line. And I think I think it's imperative that like we have certain lines that I think that's got to be part of their DNA, and it has been. They've been some relentless players for us, and I want to see it not just on the defending side of it, but also being able to fight to the hard areas of the ice in order to create enough offense.
So you guys sit pretty comfortably in a wild card spot, but are still trying to climb. Is this maybe a position for your group that you guys like, because you maybe do have to dial up that intensity in a different way than you've had to in seasons past?
So we've talked about this. I think you're like the years we were finishing, first overall, second overall, first in the division, and with sort of like our position already wrapped up, you're always trying to drive the intensity and the urgency out of your group, because when it flips to playoffs, the team you're playing has been playing playoff hockey trying to get in for a month, okay? So that was always like a worry that you're going to be able to sort of flip a switch or get your team to the level of competitiveness and urgency and intensity that you need. Well, we have no choice but to play that way. We've got 3 or 4 or 5 teams trying to track us down. We're still trying to track down Mini. So every game we play till the end of the year is going to be an important game, right? So I don't think that hurts you as long as you're not killing. I think it can help you as long as you're not killing your guys with ice time. And we've added some depth here recently at both forward position and D position, and you kind of saw just with Val coming back and getting healthy that all of a sudden our forward minutes have balanced out to like right to a really good spot in these games. So as long as that remains the case, then I think this could be really good for us.
The elite players try to find one aspect of their game to kind of hone and make better. What MacKinnon? What is maybe one aspect of this game he's taken to just a whole different level that maybe you hadn't seen, or maybe? Yeah,
I don't know that there's a bunch of difference in his game from last year to this year, but over the years making incremental improvements in. I just think it's incremental improvements in a bunch of different areas of his game. But this year, I think his faceoffs has really kind of helped possession. So it's been an area that, I always felt he could be really strong in, as long as he was putting the right amount of importance on that. And this year, especially since, Mikko's been gone, he's been taking draws on both sides and been doing a really nice job. So I think that helps. But yeah, I honestly think it's just him pushing in all areas of his game to be, a well-balanced player, both offensively and defensively.
There's a ceremonial puck drop tonight involving a survivor from the Humboldt crash.
Yeah.
You have some personal connections to that, and you were showing
Yeah.
around the building a little
Yeah.
bit. What does it mean to you to have them honored in that way tonight?
Yeah, I think it's great. It's great to see him and see him doing well. Like, Lane's had a tough go since the accident, right? He had a traumatic brain injury. And my first couple of years of my tournament, he was, couldn't really talk, and he's kind of had to relearn a lot of different things that we take for granted as people, and hadn't seen him for a while at some of the tournaments, and he shows up last night at my house and comes in for a beer, and we're having a chat, and he's doing great. He was super excited. Like, it just kind of happened, like Dog Nation brought him in for this trip, and he's going to participate in hockey heels tomorrow and get on the ice and drop the puck tonight. But he's super excited because his 2 favorite players are Crosby and MacKinnon, right? So he just met Nate and Kale in the hallway and some of our other guys, and he's going to get down, and Sid's going to be nice enough to take a few moments and meet him, and I think it means a lot. He's a big hockey fan. He's coaching now in minor hockey in PA, and he has a great love for the game, and so to see him kind of being able to meet some of the guys that he looks up to on the ice is awesome, and it's just great to see him doing well and his family doing well.
A few last ones, go ahead.
Jared, obviously the fans want to see it, Nate versus Sid. Is it something that you want to see, especially with last change? And I guess more importantly, is that what Nate wants, is to be matched up against?
I think he does, yeah. I think they both do, I'm guessing. And so, yeah, like we've always, I shouldn't say always, but we play Nate against other teams' top guys a lot. it allows us, to have Kale and Taser out with them on the ice and playing against those guys. And some teams try to move away from it. We'll chase it a little bit, but we also use them in other situations against other guys to try to create some more offense. So there'll be situations when he's going to play a lot against Sid and his line, and others that we might bump him away for a little bit. But it makes sense kind of with the makeup of our team over the years to do that. And I think those top guys, that they like that challenge too, and if it's just not working for some whatever reason, then you got to be willing to adjust. But yeah, I'm no different than any other fan. I like watching them play against each other.
Blackwood and goal tonight.
No, Wedgwood's playing that tonight.
You mentioned before the break too that you're kind of looking at those few games like playoffs too. Now we're in kind of the home stretch leading into playoffs too.
Yeah.
Is there a similar mindset that you're giving?
Well, it's got to continue. I mean, that's kind of why we put it in their heads. There was a big stretch before the break, and we keep breaking our season down, not only in segments, but we look at this 6-game homestand, and we obviously need the results and want to play well at home in front of our fans. So, having a real strong record here and winning as many of these, 6 games as we can, it's just important to get to where we want to go. And I think our players understand the situation we're in and where we want to try and get to. And the way we're playing is the most important thing, but the results are a close second at this time of year.
All right, thank you, Drew.
Yeah, thank you.